Hippie.
And it was weird. It was so weird. Okay, so watching the Netflix series, it was like the first and second episode of World War II in color, right?
Mm.
And watching the Netflix series and watching thousands upon thousands of Germans celebrating Hitler and celebrating the Nazis and meeting them in the street and literally walking up to these Nazis who are marching down the middle of the street and putting flowers on their uniforms and celebrating them, and just like it's insane, absolutely utterly insane. Now keeping in mind this is like way before the concentration camps and way before the gas rooms and way before the mass slaughter. This is when Hitler got into power, and
using very impassioned speeches.
Yes, and that's just it, is that the Nazis weren't essentially, at the very beginning, they weren't a war machine. They were a political party.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just like the most insane thing.
The Nationalist Socialist Party.
Exactly. I'm almost done here. So anyway, like I'm 3 episodes into this series, and it's horrifying and intriguing.
When you're done,
yes,
go back and watch Saving Private Ryan.
A second time?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because, well, having this greater knowledge of what you're going into, you'll see why that movie was noted as the only movie that has been accurate in its portrayal of World War II, and particularly that beachhead scene.
Really?
Yeah.
I will have to go on.
Apparently, and I watched it maybe 4 or 5 months ago. Fuck. It was not what I remembered. Damn, like, nope, never going to war. Nope, fuck it. Nope, not gonna happen. No. Oh, you want me to storm a beach? You can storm my asshole first.
All right, I'm rolling. That's exactly.
Yeah, AP, that's right. A lot of people do forget that the Nazis were socialists. They fought the bear.
That was the crazy part. I had to remind myself of it when I started watching that war footage and the allies or whatever, but getting into it, wow, just fucking wow.
Seeing it from the other perspective and the level of brainwashing and mob mentality that went on with people, that's why you had those people running up and putting flowers on them. But that's what's been done in kingdoms, quote unquote, for millennia. And if the warriors are on their way up for battle, they've come back from the victorious battle. Women panties in the air. Took them 25 minutes because back in that day, it was like petticoats. Before you do fucking on the left side.
And you can follow me all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. This is the Flipside. It is Monday evening, and it's a weekly podcast I do with my broadcast partner and funky bunky and cohort in crime, Eli from WTF ATTA. Ontario, I'm in Columbia, and you can join in the conversation through YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. What?
That's something that AP said. One of the Nazis had to be like, our badges have the skulls on them. Do you think we might be the bad guys? Shut up, Bumkopf. You're going to get us incinerated.
Their badges had the swastika on them, not skulls. Skulls came later.
Yeah, that's at any point you get skulls on you. Like, are we the bad guys here?
Yeah. This doesn't seem like we're doing good at this point in time.
Yeah. I mean, we started out as SEAL Team 6, but now I feel like we're SEAL Team 666. I don't know what's going on here. Like,
this is not going well with what I'm going on in my mind. And the most shocking thing about this entire thing is the fact that Hitler had this plan to begin with, from the very get-go. The fact that he went against the World Peace Union. I forget what they were officially called, and like quadrupled the size of his air force as well as his ground force, the army, and like the size of the air force that the Nazis had was just insane, and it gave like a lot of countries great panic when it was all exposed.
Well, I mean, if Germany can strike England pretty much whenever it wants, like the bombing runs.
And it was striking England whenever it wanted to.
Yeah, right. Like England really had no choice in the matter.
Mm-hmm. So.
I'm kind of curious. I think the only reason that the Americans got involved is because of Pearl Harbor.
No, you're jumping ahead. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm still hungry. Okay. The Americans got involved. When Pearl Harbor was bombed, the Americans were already involved. It's just Pearl Harbor pissed them off.
Okay.
The Americans became.
So they had already established the war loans in advance so that they could cash in on things. Okay.
Exactly. And the Americans became involved when London was being hit by that Blitz, and it was literally called the Blitz.
Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, well, the Blitzkrieg actually came before the Blitz.
Yeah, the Blitzkrieg, I think, was World War One. The planes.
Nope. No.
We were doing the dogfight.
The Blitzkrieg. You're jumping topics here. The Blitzkrieg.
I'm a time traveler, motherfucker. Time is fluid.
Yes. The Blitzkrieg was actually.
I'm like a temporal Bruce Lee.
The Blitzkrieg was the army on foot, on ground, and armored tactic that the Germans used. The reason why it worked so well is because, first of all, the Nazis had an incredible presence when it came to the military might. The soldiers, the infantry, as well as the tanks. The Nazis and Hitler figured out and utilized the tanks the way they're commonly used these days, where it is actually a platoon. It is a squad of tanks, 10, 12, 14 tanks. The Allies, the Americans and the British, as well as the French, used the tanks as infantry support. So you would get an entire platoon of soldiers with 1 to 2 tanks. The Blitzkrieg was just this onslaught of tanks followed by the infantry. And it was what they used to dominate Poland, as well as to lay a licking down on France as well as England. So the Blitzkrieg was something that was utilized and invented by the Nazis and Hitler. The Blitz itself was the bombing run on London. And that started because a German Nazi bomber lost its way and accidentally bombed London once. And that caused Winston Churchill to turn around, send 81 bombers to Berlin and fuck them up. And then that caused the Nazis to turn around and just continue to bomb London. They did it for like months. So
it's raining men. Hallelujah. Big boy, oh man.
So when that happened, when London was just being decimated, it was that encouraged Winston Churchill to go to the Americans. Make sense? Like, this is all shit that I'm just learning from that YouTube series that I'm just freaking hooked on right now. Anyway, it's not uncommon for us to talk about Nazis in Germany and shit like that because they're assholes.
I think if you hide away from the dark side of things, you allow it to fester. I think
you don't learn anything.
Yeah, and people specifically really need to take some time now for some introspection because too many people are hiding from their dark side. But the problem is they're also enabling their dark side. And they're not allowing any introspection to actually go, oh, fuck, I'm enabling myself again. Gotta stop.
You know what? Actually, that's actually kind of a thread that I've been talking with a few of my friends about lately this week. Dark Avenger Gaming and Bitter Goons Gaming have joined a conversation. Dark Avenger saying people who ignore the future are doomed to repeat it. I mean, people who ignore the past are doomed to repeat it in the future. The common thread that I've been talking about with a couple of friends is the fact that in a relationship, so clearly these friends are having bad relationships. In a relationship, if you are suspicious of your partner for whatever reason whatsoever, but those suspicions are based upon prior history. If someone had a girlfriend, past tense, had a girlfriend who was constantly going behind their back and cheating on them, and then you get into a different relationship, a brand new relationship, but you still suspect that girlfriend to cheat on you, then it will actually start to create a rift, because what you're doing is you're bringing up the past and making it manifest into that relationship through no real want of that other partner. Perhaps, like, just a scenario, perhaps you're causing them to be like, no, fuck this, and then they go and cheat on you, but for no reason whatsoever other than you created that situation.
Yeah, I can see that. A self-fulfilling prophecy. I've also found this has happened to me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That if you're being accused of cheating,
yeah,
and you know you didn't cheat, and it keeps happening, yeah, odds are that person is cheating on you.
I can attest to that.
I think my lady might be too too strong of a word. I think my lady of the night might be protesting due to.
Yeah. I was married. For those who are unaware, yeah, I was married, and we would have this biannual argument where she would suspect me or accuse me or be suspicious of me flirting too much with other women or wanting to sleep with other women, regardless of our relationship. And this would happen like moderately frequent. And so,
which I just want to inject,
yeah.
To me is mind-boggling because I know you, and
and I don't have that type of play.
No. Like when I was hearing it, I'm like, does she even know him? What? This is insanity.
Oh, don't worry, okay. Dark Avenger. No one could ever break us apart. Anyway, so oh, just for record, Eli's my first love. So Dark Avenger, get in line. So anyway, she would constantly cause this stress between us because it was constant. It was a lot of jealousy and a lot of mistrust, and it was just frustrating as all hell. So during an argument, I flat out told her, like, you keep accusing me of cheating on you or wanting to cheat on you, fuck it, I will. And she was stunned, and she shut right up, and she looked at me and she said, "What, are you serious?" I said, "Yes. I mean, you keep accusing me of doing it. I mean, what's the fucking point? Like, if you think I'm going to do it."
It's so fucking annoying when people do that.
It is.
Oh.
It is.
There's a period in my life when I actually, you know what, fine, I'm getting in shit for that, then fuck it, I'm going to go do it.
Exactly.
Why would you do that? Exactly. Because if I'm still going to get in shit for it, then I might as well get in shit for actually fucking doing it. Because no one believes that I didn't fucking do it, so I might as well go fucking do it. Might as well get some benefit out of this. Fuck.
I know. I get it. Anyway, we have a few things to talk about. Not much, but we have a few things to talk about. Spider-Man who saved dangling child made honorary French citizen.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, go to YouTube and check that out.
Is it a part of
the link? No. Well, links to the news article, and there is a video in the link. So, anyways, so I'm still bringing it up here.
Yep.
Come on now. Damn you, Micro. Ooh. Yeah, no, I can say Microsoft. It's safe to say that one.
Yes, it is.
All right, so I'm probably gonna say this wrong. Amalian? I'm gonna go with Malian.
Malian?
No, that just sounds Malian. I'm going with Malian. A Malian immigrant, dubbed Spider-Man for scaling 4 stories to save a child dangling from a balcony in Paris, will be made a French citizen after meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron this morning. Why in the flying fuck? Oh, fuck you, ads. Go fuck yourself.
I tried going to that page and it suddenly just like launched me everywhere else, so I just shut it
down. Yeah, I just shut that down too. Wow, that is fucked up.
Yep.
Stupid ass websites. Anyways, so if you go to YouTube, you can find the video. Just look for Spider-Man who saves dangling child.
I'm looking
and
for it right now.
This guy, holy shit, he fucking booted it up there. It was incredible. But there's a guy that's standing right there, and maybe it's just perspective-wise, I can't quite see it, but it looks like he could be reaching over and grabbing the fucking child.
Malian migrant hailed a hero after mounting a daring rescue to save a small boy dangling from his balcony in Paris is to be made a French citizen. Mamoudou Gassama won widespread praise after climbing the outside of a building to save a 4-year-old. Video showed him being cheered on by spectators as he pulled himself from the balcony to the 4th floor. Wow. The drama that thrust him into fame unfolded on Saturday evening on the street of the North City. Mr. Gassama said he'd been walking past when he saw a crowd gathered in front of the building. He told Mr. Macron, who is who?
That's the president.
Okay. He told Mr. Macron, I didn't have time to think. I just ran across the road to go to save him. I just climbed up, and thank God, God helped me. The more I climbed, the more I had the courage to climb up higher. That's it. He said the boy was crying when he hauled him to safely. He had also suffered a foot injury. Firefighters arrived to find a child already being rescued.
I mean, that kid must have been hanging on there for a while.
Let me see if I can bring up the video here.
He scaled it pretty damn quickly.
Yeah. There's a video, but it's an ad I can't skip here.
I mean, I've done that before. Locked myself out of my apartment. I was on the third floor. Yeah, like he's fucking like.
Look at him go! Can I share this link?
It's pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
And what are those other people there? Like, they're literally right there.
And that's what I'm wondering. They could just reach over and grab the kid.
But there was a dividing wall right there. But let me see if I can bring this video up here. Hold on. I can at least bring it up to my channel here so that people can see it. Hold on. Positioning is everything. Well, it is.
Accuracy is important.
Ah, for crying out loud. Aim, Hawkeye. Come on.
Stay on target.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, yeah. Here's the video. Like, look at him go. Holy crap.
Yeah. It's quick.
And there's other people on the fence at the ground like, I'll help you too. No, fuck off.
Yeah, like, you were here for a while, bud. Could have done something already. Now that someone's coming along that you want to join in on the fucking rescue. Yeah, man, I was out there. I helped climb up one balcony there. I was like a fucking hero.
It's emotional support. It's from climbing. Oh, Jesus. It's from climbing the border fences. Lots of practice. That's pretty incredible. That is utterly incredible. And what's this? Sheila Hancock says parents should leave money to grown-up children.
Shouldn't. Should not.
Sorry, shouldn't. Okay. Who's Sheila Hancock?
I don't know. This is over in the UK.
Okay.
But it's kind of a sentiment that I've been kind of seeing pop up more and more, that the people who are wealthy and ironically got their fucking trust fund from their goddamn fucking parents think that they shouldn't give the trust fund to their kids when they die or whatever. They shouldn't get an inheritance. It should be given away to charity, and the kids should make up or should do it all on their own. Motherfuck you. First off, that charity, that money, you're just giving money to someone else. You're not actually donating it to anyone. You're not helping anyone with that shit.
Agreed. Okay.
And secondly, it's fucking, I can't quite think of the word, hypocritical that you wouldn't have the luxurious life that you have now. So if you want to be fucking honest about it, get rid of your shit now. Sell it all now, because you didn't fucking earn that shit. You started off with your grandparents giving you that money.
Here's the issue. is we live in a world these days, we live in an economy these days where a self-starter can be successful if they are extremely lucky, extremely motivated, and have the right connections. Our parents and our parents' parents had more of an opportunity to make bank and earn property than we will ever, because the market is in such a place now where resources like starting a new business or owning property or investments are no longer as easy and as affordable as they used to be. Keep in mind, there used to be a time where you would get a bonus, or you can get a payout, or you can get a government grant if you moved to a certain part of a certain country. We do not have that anymore. So for a parent to not will money to their children, I mean, to each their own, and it's their own decision, but that is pretty fucking careless. To give it away to a charity and not have it be beneficial in any way, shape, or form to your children, in my opinion, that makes you a very bad parent, because a family is supposed to help each other and support each other, and in any opportunity, like none of us get out alive. None of us get out alive, right? So
I will.
Well, fuck you. but
only because God is going to kick my ass back out, and the devil ain't going to have me.
Yeah. Bitter Old Goons Gaming brought up a quick point, saying like maybe they're shitty kids. Maybe they are. Every scenario is different. But just on a flat scale, a parent should support their children as much as the children should support their parent. And if a child is not an asshole, if a child does not spend the majority of its time in and out of prison or as a career criminal or anything of the such, then why shouldn't you leave something behind to make sure that your child will continue on and at least have a little bit more comfort when you pass? Why shouldn't that be an issue? Why is that an issue, right? Why shouldn't that just be the way things are? If your kid is Little Puma? I don't understand that. My family's like that. My mom's been and still does support me, and I support my family however I can, according to Dark Avenger Gaming. Okay, Little Tay is something we talked about last week, and Little Tay and her mother can go fuck themselves.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. But it's like you said, if you're actually doing something to benefit the community, then fuck yeah, get that person more money.
Yes.
Right? That's what it's supposed to be. You know, a community is supposed to help each other. It's supposed to be, how do I benefit the community? Because the community is thinking how they're going to benefit me.
I agree.
All right. So what's my one little piece compared to all the help that's going to come my way if I just help out others?
I agree.
Yeah. So and if like, I mean, I've come across people playing online where they're like, I'm a fucking millionaire, man. I just sit here playing video games all day now. Like, that's all you fucking do with it?
Yeah. Well, I know.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, shit, the first thing I'd be doing is fucking, well, first my debt's gone. But I'd be getting I've been wanting to order like a mass supply of Raspberry Pis and some monitors and keyboards and mice, and send that shit to remote communities up north.
I agree. If you're rich and your child is like Little Tay, do you give her money? No.
Do you give her what? Sorry? Yeah, you cut out. Do you give her what?
If you're rich and your child is not unlike Little Tay, do you give her money? No.
Yeah, I give her Monopoly money and convince her that's real money.
She doesn't know any difference. She thought all that property was hers.
Yeah, she owned hotels and houses everywhere.
Exactly, and her mom's boss's car. And Dark Avengers Gaming just brought up the fact that Markiplier, who is a very wealthy, or moderately wealthy, comfortable YouTube gamer, streamer, entertainer, does quite well for himself, and his income is solely reliant on his merchandise as well as fan support and YouTube revenue. But he pays back by doing literal, like, hundreds of charity events where he raises thousands upon thousands of dollars for well-known charities. So, like, that's the reasonable way of doing things.
But therein lies the problem, and it's what bugs me about charities, is that 90 cents goes to pay people and 10 cents goes to actually help people. But of that 10 cents, it's still broken up to a certain other proportion and whatnot.
You do have the option of doing the research. Like, what's that one? UNICEF. UNICEF is a bad one to donate to because that is
fucking terrible.
That is a horrible one where if you send them $1, just as a ratio, you send them $1, then literally 10 cents will go to whoever you're trying to donate to, because the rest of that money goes to the actual organization of UNICEF. PETA is the same way. People for the ethical treatments of animals.
Yeah, and at this point, we don't need to use such an outdated system.
No.
Right? Because we have the instant transfer of information.
Yes.
We don't need to rely on all these middle people to manage shit. We can literally set the computer up to fucking handle that and be like, oh, I want to donate money to this. And the money just goes out to the fucking system. And then the system periodically every month gives that money out to the people who are supposed to be getting it.
Yes.
Right? They just get it right in their bank account and boom, done. And none of these extra stupid bank fees where you're getting taxed on a vehicle or taxed on a fucking thing. Sorry, I was watching a thing about getting how many times you get taxed on a vehicle, right? Because let's say you got a vehicle that was made in 95 and it's had 7 owners. It's been taxed 7 times. That's a fucking scheme. It's a scam.
It is. Dark Avenger Gaming again brings up Markiplier, and I do agree that Markiplier does do his research and make sure that the funds go to the best place possible where it can make the most impact. I mean, the Markiplier he surrounds himself with a great bunch of people who are well informed, and it's very rare, very, very, very rare for Markiplier to mess up. Him, as well as Lord Minion, Jacksepticeye, Ethan from Crank Gameplays. I mean, they are well informed. But you get other guys out there, part of the YouTube and Twitch community, like Zombie Unicorn, who don't exactly do their research and then get caught up in controversy, and then what they were trying to raise awareness for ends up just being overshadowed by the controversy that came of this entire situation. Jesus, my light balance is like fucking up big time. I looked like I was going sick there. I suddenly look yellow and green.
A little bit. I've been wondering how I would react if a zombie apocalypse actually did fucking occur, right? Like, because when it happens, I'm not gonna be in like some random place. It's gonna be on my normal routine, right? So I'm gonna come across like.
Is this because I brought up Zombie Unicorn?
No. No, I've always got zombie on my brain.
I believe that.
And it has nothing to do with The Walking Dead because I fucking hate that show. What a piece of scheisse.
Okay, before we get too far off track.
Scheisse Stormen.
I sent you a link.
Shitstorm. Oh. Let's see. Oh my God. It's Hippie Jesus.
No, Hippie Jesus did something with his life. This man literally has done nothing with his life. So meet,
oh my God.
Meet Michael Rotundo, a 30-year-old who is officially, formally, and legally being evicted from his parents' house. Okay? So I'll give you the quick backstory. He is a father. He has a child. And he, at one point in time, was employed 8 years ago. And when he lost employment to get back up onto his feet, he moved in with his parents. Okay? That was 8 years ago. He had one job between that time, and he was working at Best Buy, to which he tried to sue Best Buy for firing him because he would not show up for his allotted shifts. What did he try to sue Best Buy for? Gender discrimination.
The fuck?
He claimed that he was being discriminated against for his gender. And that's why he didn't show up for his shifts. Best Buy fired him because he didn't show up for his shifts. Period. So anyway,
he didn't show up for one goddamn shift, or just, no?
Multiple.
Oh no, he just wasn't showing up for shifts. It doesn't matter whether it's one or a fucking whole bunch. If you're fucking off like that, fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, 8 years he lived with his parents, and his parents had had enough because at this point in time he's 30 years old. So his parents politely wrote him a letter saying, "We think it's time for you to move out. You can get up onto your own feet. The job market is strong enough where you can find yourself a job and support yourself. Please move out." He didn't do it. And so they wrote another letter, this time very formal, warning him that if he does not move out within a certain allotted time, then they will do everything in their legal power to evict him. And he didn't move out. And so they went one more route, and they said, "Tell you what, we will give you $1,100 cash to help you find a place and move out." And so he didn't move out. So the parents went and got a lawyer and got him official legal eviction notice. And so he took them to court. This Michael Rotund, who looks like a brilliant man, took his parents to court. First of all, citing that the court date and the court proceedings should be postponed because the wrong courtroom was written on the actual form of information. Now, the judge, entertained by this entire situation, said, even though it was written on the wrong, the wrong room number was written on the documentation, you still found the room just fine, so we're going to proceed. So, Mr. Rotund decided to defend himself in court.
Oh, no.
Citing the fact that he was not any sort of financial draw on his parents because they did not provide him with food, nor did they provide him with any sort of laundry service. But his parents argued the fact that this is true. They did not provide him with food or laundry service, but he did not pay rent. He did not hop around the house. There was a car that was just, in dire need of repair, taking up space in their driveway. And the agreed amount of time before the entire eviction process was supposed to be 6 months. It's now been 8 years.
Holy fuck.
So the judge sided with the parents, of course, right? Mm-hmm. He tried to, what's the term? He tried to, he took him to court again to have the verdict changed or the decision changed. And this time he did it in a public hearing with, I guess, a jury. And nothing changed. And he looked even more like a dipshit. So now we're sitting at a situation where the court has held up the ruling that he must be out of his apartment. And now, just recently, like I think it was yesterday, internet dipshit InfoWars hero Alex Jones has now offered this asshole $3,000 to help him move out.
Wait.
What?
There's another one that I wanna put out here because
sure.
Bob Barker would be proud.
Why?
Okay, so this is coming from Via Italian Kitchen. At Via, we feel for millennials across the board. It's tough out there. With that said, hey Michael, we're offering you a store-level gig complete with extensive training to get you up to speed at any one of our 250 locations worldwide. We heard your parents offered you $1,100 to get out. We'll do you one better. Literally, one. Offer from us is on the table for $1,101. Come join our team. Consider it a signing bonus. We got you, bud.
Wow. Okay, keep in mind though, his excuse for not being able to find a job is because his quote-unquote full-time job is to trying to get custody back of his son, who he lost custody of because he didn't have a fucking job.
Oh, he had to be a dipshit dad on top of it.
He does not consider himself a liberal at all. In fact, he considers himself a conservative.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he knows what a conservative is. A conservative is someone who does not rely on other people. A conservative is someone who is a self-starter and self-sufficient. A conservative is the type of person who would easily live by themselves out in the middle of nowhere, not connected to anything, and live off the land. Just textbook.
I looked outside, I was like, shit. I've been considering having a goddamn garden out there with fucking potatoes and shit.
So he does not consider himself a conservative, nor does he consider himself a millennial. All right, thanks for joining us, bitter old goons. He considers himself a conservative. I consider him a fucking lazy ass loser.
Yeah, political affiliation doesn't matter in this instance. The guy's just a fucking douche.
Exactly. How this person was able to seed a child, never mind raise one, never mind just how good Lord, like I want to know.
Alcohol is a hell of a drug.
I want to know what the woman looks like. I want to know her mentality. But just to give her credit, she did leave him and she did take full custody of their child.
I'm betting alcohol. I'm sorry. It's got to be the only way because I don't think he's going to be charming.
Yeah. Oh, you hear him speak. It's like someone someone rammed a railroad spike through the middle of a monkey brain. He is fucking brilliant.
Stupendous.
Literally, he makes Chad look like a professor.
Oh God, I'm never gonna get that image out of my head. For some reason, Chad's in a white lab coat with a fucking graduate's cap on. For some reason,
exactly.
Chad is the exact Dr. Oz. There we go. That's the. I fucking hate Dr. Oz specifically.
Oz. Yeah.
Yeah. When he first came out, I was laughing at my parents. I used to kind of mock them for shit like this, but it was the only way to make them think about what they were actually listening to, right? If that doctor, quote, needs to wear goddamn scrubs on a set like he's about to perform fucking open heart surgery to prove to you that he's to prove that he's a goddamn doctor, that man is not a good fucking doctor.
Yeah.
You want to watch a good doctor, go on YouTube and look at actually I think it's The Good Doctor watches, or it's either The Good Doctor or The Doctor watches like House and
ER. A real doctor watches like doctor shows or something like that. Yeah.
You watch his reactions as he's watching it.
He's horrified.
There's sometimes when he's horrified, but just the micro reactions that he's got going on to what he's seeing, what he's hearing, and what he's thinking about. The guy is a genuine doctor, just reading his body language alone.
Yeah, and he's sitting there watching this, going like, "No, stop it,
yeah.
No, God, no."
Yeah. The episode of House, it was incredible. Like, because you know how, well, if you haven't seen the show House, it's well known for, oh, this is what's wrong. Alarms going off. No, you're fucking wrong, asshole.
Dark Avenger
Thought you were a
Gaming,
fucking genius.
Dark Avenger Gaming says, "House made me think that I could be a good doctor."
But so the episode that the doctor's watching, they just give this woman the dive before putting her in the MRI.
Yes.
MRI or CRT, whatever one
It
it
would
was.
be an MRI.
MRI. Okay. So she's in there and she's talking and whatnot, and all of a sudden she starts having a little bit of difficulty speaking. And instantly he's like, is she having anaphylactic shock? And she starts to choke and struggle to breathe, and like she's having a fucking like he was on it.
Yeah. Really?
Like, and the look on his face was just like, I think she's having an allergic reaction. Boom! Like, whoa, that's a good doctor right there.
Yeah, that's someone who recognizes the situation.
Yeah.
How many times do they make wrong choices before figuring stuff out in the end? You know what? That's
in House. Holy fuck.
That's not just House though. That is
that is fair. That is fair. Yeah.
That, like a lot of doctors, like something I've learned over the years. Even this, something I've learned over the years is that being a doctor is like 75% guesswork, because the rest of it is just the knowledge that they retain, as well as prior experiences. And then the rest is just guesswork.
Yeah,
it really
you got to rely on the patient. Yeah, and whereas with a car, you can like plug in and get the OBD2 readings, tells you what's wrong and shit like that. You can't just plug a little port into someone's ass and there you go, that's what's wrong.
Oh, wrong code. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. This is the diagnosis.
This is going to be a two-thumber.
No, JD, House is as close to reality as possible. No, it's not. It's Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie, who came from a comedy show to come do a doctor show. Fuck off. My ex was told she had appendicitis next day, sent home 3 years after she almost died from appendicitis. Yes, Hugh Laurie. Anyway, I'm going to ignore this.
He does an amazing rendition of St. James Infirmary Blues.
Yes.
Just playing it piano-wise, I fucking love it.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on North Korea, but honestly, I think that can wait, because there's still things that are kind of in the mix right now.
Yeah, it looks like it might be back on.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
So, we should wrap this up.
All right, get your ties ready. All right, I am Elijah, and you've been listening to the WTF ATTA podcast. You want to check us out on the website to get more information on the cast, crew, old episodes, go to WTFATTA.blogspot.com. Send us a question, comment, or concern to WTFATTApodcast@gmail.com. Go to YouTube or Twitch if you want to watch us live. Go to iTunes for the podcast. Go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us, subscribe anywhere. Look for WTF ATTA.
Give me a sec. Oh.
5 little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell off and bumped his. I don't have a child. Fuck off.
Look at this. Okay, I like this. Okay, Dark Avenger Gaming helped us out here. So, I'm JD the Media Jack, and you can follow me all over social media at the Media Jack, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and on Mixer. And as always, I've been joined by my brother from another mother, Eli from WTF ATTA. And if you can, always join us as well. Follow us and be a part of the conversation, either at WTF ATTA or at the Media Jack. And Dark Avenger Gaming has a suggestion for the title of this episode. German Spider-Man is Hippie Jesus. We talked about Nazis, we talked about Spider-Man, and we talked about Hippie Jesus.
Can we throw in like in something? Right, like in the Temple of Doom. Right.
German Spider-Man is Hippie Jesus in a sperm factory?
In the semen cistern? German Spider-Man is Hippie Jesus in the semen cistern.
In a what?
In the semen cistern.
What's a semen cistern and what?
Let's see. The definition of a cistern.
German Spider-Man is Hippie Jesus, the sperm donor.
I still want to throw in the sperm donor.
In the sperm donor?
Yeah. And in quotes?
You go with it. You go with it.
I think I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
go with it.
Okay, let's see. German Spider-Man
Yes.
is Hippie Jesus.
Oh, German
And-
Spider-Man climbs sperm bank. For Hippie Jesus. There. German
Yes.
Spider-Man climbs sperm bank for Hippie Jesus.
Now that is a news headline.
Game on. I'll catch you next time.